Hello curious minds, welcome back to Brain Capsule. Today I want to take you somewhere a bit softer, a bit quieter, a place inside yourself you don't always explore, because the topic we're diving into isn't loud or dramatic. It's subtle, emotional, almost invisible, but powerful. We're talking about something everyone feels, yet almost nobody understands. Why are we nostalgic for the things we never had, and for the things we once had but no longer do? Nostalgia is such a strange emotion. It's not joy, but it's not sadness either. It sits right in between, like a smile wrapped in a tiny knot of ache. A memory trying to speak, a version of you tapping on your shoulder saying, "Do you remember? Do you miss me?" But let's take our time, let's unpack this slowly. Before we dive into the mystery of imagined memories, we need to talk about nostalgia in its most familiar form, the kind that comes from the past we actually lived. It's the version everyone knows, the one tied to childhood photographs, old friendships, or moments that slipped away without us noticing. This nostalgia always starts the same way, with a subtle ache that whispers, "Things used to feel different." This happens because we aren't missing objects or places. We're missing versions of ourselves that once existed, but will never return exactly as they were. The innocence, the stability, the connections, the sense of possibility, all of it leaves fingerprints on us. Nostalgia becomes the echo of those fingerprints. Yet, the most intriguing kind of nostalgia isn't about the past at all. It's the one that creeps in when we think about a life we never lived, a relationship that never started, a dream we didn't taste, a version of ourselves we never became, but often imagined. Before exploring why this happens, we need to understand something fundamental. The human brain does not strictly separate what we remember from what we imagine. When we spend time envisioning a scenario, emotionally investing in it, building stories around it, the brain encodes it almost like a true memory. So we end up longing for something that technically never belonged to us, yet emotionally feels like it did. To truly understand this phenomenon, we need to look at memory itself. Memory is not a recording, it's a reconstruction. Every time you remember something, you modify it just a little, polishing the edges, blurring the discomfort, amplifying the beauty. And if the brain can reshape reality, why wouldn't it also create nostalgia for in reality? Our mind hates unfinished stories. It tries to hold on to every unresolved thread, every what if, every almost, every unrealized possibility. But what we often forget is that we are not longing for objects, places, or events. We are longing for versions of ourselves that lived inside those moments. The child who believed everything was possible, the teenager who loved recklessly, the young adult who trusted life with a bit more courage than we do now. What hurts is not the memory itself, but the distance between who we were and who we have become. Before going any deeper, there is something we need to realize. Our brain does not store memories like a video camera. It rewrites them every time we recall them. Details shift, colors soften, emotions intensify or fade. In other words, nostalgia is not the past, it's the story we choose to tell about the past. And in that story, we often paint ourselves gentler, more alive, more hopeful than we feel today. That's why nostalgia can be comforting and painful at the same time. It reminds us of what we once had, while confronting us with what we no longer feel. And the nostalgia of things you never lived is often more painful because it whispers you could have been more, you could have lived differently, you could have been happier, freer, braver, if only you had chosen another path. It's not the past that hurts, it's the unlived life. And when those imagined futures don't happen, we grieve them, just like we grieve real events. We're not nostalgic for illusions, we are nostalgic for the identity we attach to those illusions. The job we thought would change our life, the person we thought we would marry, the country we planned to move to, the self we believed we were destined to become. It's not fantasy, it's emotional architecture, and losing it feels like losing a piece of our soul. At first, nostalgia seems gentle. It traps us in warm feelings and reminds us that once life tasted differently. But if we stay there too long, something dangerous happens. We begin to compare, not comparing objects or people, but comparing selves. Who I was versus who I am now. Who I dreamed of being versus who I become. And comparison steals the present moment. It convinces us that nothing today can match the beauty of yesterday or the potential of an imagined tomorrow. This is where nostalgia becomes a trap. It stops being a memory and becomes a prison. We romanticize the past so much that we undervalue the present. We beautify imagined futures so intensely that we no longer try to build real ones. Nostalgia, when uncontrolled, convinces us that the best moments are already gone, or that the best version of ourselves existed only in dreams. But that is a lie told by emotion, not truth. Nostalgia shouldn't be fought against, it should be decoded, because nostalgia is a messenger. It tells you exactly what your soul is hungry for. If you miss childhood, maybe you miss simplicity. If you miss a past relationship, maybe you miss feeling emotionally seen. If you miss a dream you never pursued, maybe you miss the version of yourself who believed in possibility. Nostalgia is not pointing you backward, it's pointing you toward what matters. It's not saying go back, it's saying reconnect. Reconnect with your courage, with your creativity, with your softness, and reconnect with the ambition you buried because life got too loud or too heavy. Nostalgia is a compass, not a destination. Sometimes nostalgia isn't about loss at all, it's about love. We feel nostalgic because we care deeply, because we gave a part of ourselves to a moment, a dream, a person, a version of us, and caring is beautiful. Caring is proof that we were alive. Even imagined nostalgia shows that our inner world is rich, vibrant, emotional. It shows we are capable of depth. So instead of seeing nostalgia as a weakness, we can see it as a reflection of our capacity to feel, and that in itself is something to cherish. In the end, nostalgia reveals the truth we often avoid. We are constantly becoming someone new and constantly grieving who we used to be. We are nostalgic for what we lost because those moments shaped us. We are nostalgic for what we never had because those dreams revealed who we hope to become. And somewhere between those two forms of longing, the present is waiting quietly, patiently, for us to build the moments that our future self will one day look back on with the same trembling tenderness.